Captain Zexithara clicked her mandibles nervously as she reviewed the intelligence report for the third time. The cargo vessel Stellar Harmony appeared to be an easy target. Lightly armed, minimal crew, carrying valuable medical supplies bound for the Outer Rim colonies. Everything about it screamed easy pickings for her pirate fleet. Everything except for one troubling detail buried in the crew manifest. "Ma'am," her Lieutenant Corv rumbled, his scaled hide shifting from green to worried yellow. "The boarding crews are ready."
"Shall we begin the assault?"
Zexthara's 6 eyes remained fixed on the holographic display. "Corv, tell me what you see in this crew listing." The reptilian officer leaned forward, scanning the data with practiced efficiency. Standard merchant crew. Villani captain. Mixed species crew of 12. Nothing unusual. He stopped mid-sentence, his throat sac deflating. Oh no. You see it now. 1 human. Listed as security consultant. Corv's voice dropped to barely above a whisper. "Captain, perhaps we should reconsider this target." Zexithara had heard the stories, of course. Every pirate, smuggler, and outlaw in the galaxy had heard the stories about humans. Most dismissed them as exaggerated tales designed to frighten younglings. But Zexithara had been raiding shipping lanes for over 2 decades, and she'd learned to separate myth from reality. The reality was far more terrifying than the myths. "Sir," came a voice from the communications station. "We're receiving a transmission from the cargo vessel." On screen. The view screen flickered to life, revealing the bridge of the Stellar Harmony. A tall, slender Villani stood at the center, Captain Yathara according to the manifest. But Zexithara's attention was immediately drawn to the figure standing slightly behind and to the left of the captain. The human was unremarkable by most standards. Average height, brown hair showing traces of gray, wearing a simple blue uniform, no visible weapons, no threatening posture. Yet something about the way the creature stood, relaxed but alert, eyes constantly moving, assessing, made Zexithara's predatory instincts scream danger. "Pirate vessel," Captain Yathara's melodious voice filled the bridge. "I am Captain Yathara of the merchant ship Stellar Harmony. We are carrying medical supplies for the colony worlds. We request safe passage." Zexithara activated her own transmission.
"Captain Yathara, you are in disputed space."
"Your cargo now belongs to the Red Claw Syndicate. Surrender immediately and you will not be harmed." The Villani captain's expression remained calm, but Zexithara noticed the human lean forward slightly, whispering something in the captain's ear. Whatever was said made the Villani's luminous eyes widen fractionally. "I'm afraid I cannot comply with your demand," Captain Yathara said. "However, I am authorized to offer you this warning. We have a human aboard." A ripple of nervous laughter ran through Zexithara's bridge crew. Corv's scales shifted to a sickly pale green. "Captain," the human spoke for the first time, stepping forward into full view. His voice was calm, almost conversational. "My name is Marcus Chen. I served with the Terran Defense Force for 20 years before retiring to private security work. I've been looking forward to a quiet transport run." He paused and something changed in his eyes, a hardness that seemed to cut through the view screen itself. "I really hope you'll reconsider your course of action." Zexithara felt her confidence waver. There was something in the human's tone, a quiet certainty that spoke of experience with violence on a scale she could barely comprehend. But she couldn't back down now, not in front of her crew. "1 human against my entire fleet? I think we'll manage." Marcus Chen smiled, and Zexithara immediately regretted her words. It wasn't a pleasant smile. It was the expression of a predator recognizing easy prey. "Corv," she whispered, "pull up everything we have on Terran Defense Force veterans." As her lieutenant's claws danced over his console, Zexithara watched the human on screen. He had turned to speak quietly with Captain Yathara, his demeanor completely casual. It was as if he'd already forgotten about the 3 pirate ships threatening his vessel. "Captain," Corv's voice was strained, "you need to see this. Terran Defense Force, they don't just fight wars, ma'am. They fight entire species. The Battle of Kepler 442, the Siege of New Byzantium, He swallowed hard. "The pacification of the Zikri Empire." Zexithara's blood ran cold. The Zikri had been a warrior race of 8-foot-tall mantis-like creatures with natural armor plating and razor-sharp claws. Their empire had spanned 40 systems before they made the mistake of attacking a human colony. It took the Terran Defense Force 6 months to reduce the Zekri Empire to scattered refugee populations begging for asylum. "Ma'am," her weapons officer called out. "Something's happening to their ship." On the view screen, the stellar harmony was changing. Panels along its hull were sliding back, revealing weapon emplacements that definitely hadn't been on the original scans. What they'd taken for a lightly armed cargo vessel was transforming before their eyes into something else entirely. Marcus Chen was speaking again. "Captain Zexthera, yes, I know who you are. I'm going to give you one chance. Turn around, jump to FTL and pretend you never saw us. Because if you don't, I'm going to have to explain to the Villani Insurance Consortium why their cargo ship needed to use emergency defensive protocols." The human's smile widened slightly. "And trust me, the paperwork alone isn't worth whatever you think you're going to steal." Zexthera looked at her tactical display. 3 pirate ships against 1 merchant vessel should have been a guaranteed victory. But the merchant vessel was now showing energy signatures comparable to a heavy cruiser, and somewhere on that ship was a human who spoke of destroying entire civilizations like it was routine maintenance. "Helm," she said quietly, "prepare to jump to FTL." "Ma'am?" Corv looked confused. "You heard me. Send a message to all Red Claw vessels. The stellar harmony is off limits. Flag it in our databases. Avoid at all costs." As her ship prepared to jump away, Zexthera took one last look at the human on the view screen. Marcus Chen gave her a small, almost respectful nod. Within hours, word had spread through every pirate haven, smuggler's den, and outlaw station in the sector. The message was simple and clear. A warning to all pirates: they have a human aboard. Avoid at all costs. And in the depths of space, the stellar harmony continued its quiet journey to the outer rim, its human security consultant returning to his book as if nothing had happened at all.